I'm Susan. Today I'm revisiting a recipe that I made when I first started YouTube, and it's angel biscuits. And there's three things I make with angel biscuits. It's of course the biscuits. I do cinnamon rolls and regular rolls, and it is the best recipe. It is my go-to. I usually have it in my refrigerator. It's good in the refrigerator for up to about 3 or 4 days, usually closer to 3. You have so many ways that you can use it, and the rolls are so light and good, and I just love them so much. I'm hoping my filming will be better this go around than it was the last time. We can only hope. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, we've got 5 cups of all-purpose flour, 5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, a half a teaspoon of baking soda, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 1 cup of shortening, 1 package of yeast dissolved in 5 tablespoons of warm water, and 2 cups of buttermilk. To your flour, you want to add your baking powder, your sugar, your salt, and your baking soda, all your dry ingredients. And I just kind of mix it together with my pastry blender. And then you want to cut in your shortening. And now you want to add your yeast and water mixture and your buttermilk, and just mix it up really well. Now these rolls are so good. These are rolls my mom used to take to family reunions and to Christmas get-togethers, and it was always the go-to. And I always had the job of mixing it up. But I had to learn how to roll them out, not using too terribly much flour to get them light and fluffy. After you get it mixed, I always put it in a bowl. Now you really can make your biscuits right now and roll them out, but I find that it does better if you go ahead and let it chill for at least 30 minutes. Now I'm making biscuits for my son who has to go to work. So you take out about what dough you think would be good and just kind of fold it over. If you fold it over, you get the nice layers. You take a little bit of melted butter onto your pan, and you just cut it down. And you really, for a biscuit, you want to go straight down that and not twist it, and it does better. And I just brush the top of my biscuits with some more butter, put it in the oven for set on 400 degrees, and it only takes about 12 to 15 minutes. And why not brush a little bit more butter when they're done? And these are the best biscuits. And any leftover dough from cutting your biscuits you can put right back in the bowl and put it in the refrigerator until the next time. Now for making rolls, you want to also butter your pan. And you pull out what you think you might use to make your rolls. And with rolls, you kind of want to just not go heavy on the flour. You want enough to where they don't stick, but if you use too much flour, they get kind of packy. And you just kind of give it a light touch and try not to work it too much. And then you want to roll it out to where it's maybe a little over 1/4 inch thick. And then once again, you just go straight down with your cutter. And you take it out and you just fold over your roll. Once you get all your rolls made, you just let it sit and rise for about an hour or so. And then you can bake them on 400 degrees, and it usually takes about 12 to 15 minutes for the rolls as well. And I also brush the tops with melted butter before I let them rise, as well as brushing them with melted butter when they come out of the oven. And here's how they turned out. They're so light and just really soft and just so good. I make other rolls, but these are always my go-to. Now for my cinnamon rolls, I want to brush my dish or pan, whatever you use to bake it in, with melted butter. And then you just take out the dough that you think you'll use. And once again, you want to kind of keep your flour to a minimum. Like I say, you don't want it to stick, but you also don't want it packy. And you just work it a little bit, and then you want to roll it out into a rectangle. Now, once you have your rectangle, you want to brush the whole thing with melted butter, and you want it to be really heavy, thick with butter. I leave little pools, and I'll drizzle it over the top because you want your sugar and stuff to start absorbing into the butter. Now I'm going to sprinkle it good with brown sugar, and I just make sure I've got an even coat all the way across. And, you know, a nice, you don't want it real thick, but you do want plenty of brown sugar. Now I sprinkle cinnamon all over the brown sugar. And you could put your cinnamon first. It really doesn't matter what order you put your ingredients. And then I'll come back and sprinkle it with regular white sugar. And then you just want to start rolling it up. Now I just do a light thin, as you can see, just enough to where you can see it, and you want your rolls to be sweet. And then I'll drizzle some more butter over the top of that. And you can add nuts and raisins if you want to add those as well. But I've got a son that doesn't care for the nuts and raisins, so we just went plain. And now you just want to roll it up into like a pinwheel, and then slice it into maybe about a 1/2 inch slices. And you'll lay it into your dish or pan, and you'll let it rise for about 30 minutes. And now I brush the top of this with melted butter. Now that they've risen, I'm going to put them in the oven and bake them for about 12 to 15 minutes until they're nice brown. You don't want to over bake your cinnamon rolls. Now to make my glaze, I just used some powdered sugar. This was about 1 cup for the amount of rolls I had. And I'm just adding some vanilla and some heavy whipping cream to it. And you just want it to get a good enough consistency to where you can drizzle it, but that it's thick enough to where it won't just disappear into your rolls. When your rolls are done, then you want to go ahead and add your glaze to the top, and you just drizzle it over the top and then let it cool down. And here's how they turned out. They were so good, and my family was so happy to have them. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you'll give it a try. These were all 3 of the best recipes. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell so you can be notified when I upload new content. Leave a comment, tell me what you think. And until next time, bye y'all.